certain terms that you must know before you begin reading the play. We are gonna be working with a strategy of context clues, which is a strategy that you guys have been using for years. But oftentimes I find that older high schoolers do not use this strategy correctly because they've been using it for so long that they kind of forget parts of what you're supposed to do and steps you're going to take. So we're going to revisit this strategy, and I'm going to do the first for you. So it would be to your benefit to watch this whole video because I'm going to do a lot of it with you / for you. Now, typically, I tell my students just to edit right here in Word and make quick changes. The reason I tell students that is because it saves automatically. But for the sake of this activity and you guys learning to be more literate on computers with your digital literacies, I'm actually going to have you click open in desktop app. The reason I'm having you do this is because you need to be able to see the full text to really understand the strategy. So what I want you to do is pause this video, and when you've opened it to the desktop app, come back and press play. Okay, so hopefully you have this open like I do. The reason, again, I'm going to repeat is because this activity requires you to be able to see everything. And so I want your whole Word document to be open to its fullest potential. Now, here's the difference between editing right in Word and then opening the app and editing here. This does not automatically save. So I'm going to show you something. I'm going to type my name here. Mrs. Osterman. So that's the change I just made, right? I'm going to highlight it so yellow so it pops out. Now I'm going to go to, when I'm done with this, I'm going to go to close this out. We'll see how it prompts me to save it. It prompts me to save it because I've made a change to it. I'm going to save. Okay, well, now it's closed. Now I'm going to come back here. Well, look at that yellow isn't there. And so now you might be freaking out because you say, oh, my work is gone. Where did it go? If you were to submit right now, it would submit the blank document that doesn't have your work in it. Well, how do we find your work? You come up here and just refresh your browser. Boom. Now my work is there. So all I had to do was save and then come back to the document. And before submitting, I just need to refresh my browser. Refreshing means you can hit this button up here, the circle and the arrow, or you just click on your browser and hit enter. So now I'm going to go back in again, the way I just showed you, and we're going to do this activity in the desktop app so you can see everything. Okay. So this activity is using context clues, which means you use the things around the word to determine meaning. But context clues are just like characterization. In characterization, you don't just characterize people by the way they look, you also characterize by the way that they talk, the way that they act, how other people feel about them. And with context clues, you can't just use one clue. You have to use all of your clues to solve the problem. So here we have the word futile. Let's begin in the model. The first thing you need to do is ask yourself, what do I see? Okay, well, let's look over here. I see a woman who's chewing her pencil and she looks angry or frustrated. Okay, and then you write that down. Now look at the caption. Ask yourself, what word or phrase could I put in place of the word? Okay. My efforts to get an A+ were futile. I still only got a B. Well, if I only read this sentence, my effort to get an A+ were futile. Futile could mean anything. It could mean worthful, worthwhile. It could be exciting. I mean, really, it could be any word. The context clues begin in the second sentence or the sentence around it. My efforts to get an A+ were futile. She wanted an A+. She put in a lot of effort, but she still only got a B. So were her efforts worth it? Was it worth all the energy she put in, all the frustration she put in? No, because she didn't get the A+, she got a B. So was it worth it? No, it was worthless or a waste of time. So now we have a synonym, but let's see if in the sentence worthless works, if it sounds correct. It's futile to ask my mom again. Once she says no, she never changes her mind. It's worthless to ask my mom again. Once she says no, she never changes her mind. Does worthless make sense there? Yes. Does worthless make sense here? Yes. So is this a correct synonym? Absolutely. Okay, let's do the first example together. You can pause this video at any time and copy what I am doing into your paper. Just remember, when you are done, you must save the document before you shut it, and then you must refresh your browser before hitting submit. And if you forget to refresh your browser before hitting submit, don't worry, you did not lose the document. You just have to resubmit the document by refreshing your browser first. So don't freak. Okay, mimic. I see a boy sticking his tongue out and a girl sticking her tongue out back. So they are doing the same thing. Every move Bobby's little sister made, every gesture, facial expression, and sound, he would mimic just to annoy her. Okay, so everything she did, he did as well. What's another word that means the same thing? Okay, well, when I want to thing or do the exact same thing, I press Control-C. Oh, that means to copy. Okay, let's see if the word copy works in the example sentence. Bert can copy the barking of a dog to perfection, scaring thieves away from his property. Does copy work here? Sure does. Let's check this sentence again. Every move Bobby's little sister made, every gesture, facial expression, and sound, he would copy just to annoy her. My answer? Copy works. Okay, second word, vindictive. Let's see what I see. This guy looks angry. He's got a chair. He's throwing it at a computer. I don't know why anybody would want to throw a chair at a computer. The vindictive employee destroyed his office when he learned he was about to get fired. Okay, well, why would an employee want to destroy an office that is not his when he learns he's going to get fired? Is it because he's happy? No. Why do some people break things that are not theirs when they have a bad relationship with them or something goes wrong? To get back at them. So he wants to break the computer with a chair to get back at his boss or back at his office when he finds out that they're going to fire him. What's a word that means to get back at? Well, when I want to get back at somebody, I want to get revenge. Okay, I'm going to put the word revenge. Now let's put it in the sentence and see if it makes sense. The revenge employee destroyed his office when he learned he was about to get fired. Does that sound right? The revenge employee? No. So sometimes you have to change the part of speech. So revengeful. Oh, okay. So I didn't have to change the part of speech. I just had to add a suffix. Now I'm going to read it again. The revengeful employee destroyed his office when he learned he was about to be fired. That sounds right. My aunt is a revenge. No, let's try this again. My aunt is a revengeful woman who once burned all my uncle's clothes when she found a receipt for some strange perfume in his pocket. Does that sound correct? Yes, so revengeful is a synonym for vindictive. Okay, let's do number 3, conspiracy. Okay, so I see an alien. I see a little alien. Haha, pretty funny. Earthlings welcome, little alien. Many people think that the Area 51 Air Force Base in Nevada is a conspiracy to cover up alien activity. So a conspiracy. Why would the government want to cover up alien activity? Because they don't want us knowing that there are real aliens? It seems like it's a plan to cover up alien activity. Let's read it with plan. Many people think the Area 51 Air Force Base is in Nevada is a plan to cover up alien activity. Does plan work? Yep. It's basic. Let's see if plan works in the example sentence. On November 22nd, 1963, Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested on charge of conspiracy to assassinate President John F. Kennedy while he rode in a motorcade in Dallas during a campaign visit. Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested on charge of plan to assassinate. Yep, plan works. But there's a word I was thinking of that might be even better, because plan can be positive or negative, depending on what the plan is. As I was talking out loud, I thought of a word that was even better, and it was plot. I feel like for some reason, when somebody is plotting to do something, it's always like dun, 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 like sinister, like my plot. I don't know, plot to me, when you use it in this context, gives it more of a negative or destructive or secretive vibe. I like the word plot even better than plan. Come back up here. Many people think that the Area 51 Air Force Base in Nevada is a plot to cover up alien activity. Like it. Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested on a charge of plot to assassinate, see, that doesn't sound right. Was arrested on a charge of plot. So now we got to change plotting. Now let's read it. On November 22nd, 1963, Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested on a charge of plotting to assassinate President John F. Kennedy. I like it. So what you need to do is you need to continue. I did the first 3. You have to do corruption, fraud, scorn, scandal, pretense, and then you have to come down here. So I'm going to let you do these on your own. You only have a few. Now you're going to make connections with words. So I'll read the directions. Sort the vocabulary words into pairs of words whose meaning connect in some way. For example, words might be similar or perhaps opposites, or one word might be an example of another, etc. Select 2 pair and explain how the meanings are connected using the following sentence frame. The word blank connects to the word blank because. Here's our example. The word cauldron connects with the word conjure because conjure means to summon, call, or make a charm. People who do such rituals have often used some kind of cauldron or kettle to enact such spells. Okay. So we got to do this twice. So our words are conjure, vindictive, blasphemy, corruption, fraud, pretense, mimic, scandal, and scorn. Let's do our sentence down. And you can do this as well. Copy and paste. Control-C and Control-V. All right. So the word fraud connects with the word corruption. because, let's see, because people who commit fraud are often corrupt or living a life of corruption. Fraud means is fake or a lie, and corruption is often not truthful. Okay, so you can copy and paste again and do the same thing. Okay, good luck. Contact your teacher if you have any questions. These words, I can tell you, are very important to know, so do not skip over this activity. Make sure you do this with care, and I hope you enjoy the Crucible.